Does your old ranch cabin need chinked up? You got big gaps between the logs and you want to get the wind out, make it look a little bit better. I can help you with that. I'm in Wyoming working on an older barn. It's been around here a while, since about 1860, and I've been tightening up the joints on it. So let's have a look at what that's like. So here you can see some finished joint that I've done on the building. This is metal lath and concrete plaster. This simulates the joints that were missing or replaced that had been solid concrete. Portland cement is very common after the 1920s. And a lot of it was gone. See up there, I got a joint I got to do yet. The bright yellow logs that we're going to see here are replacement logs that I put in back before the world became a crazy place with COVID. So it's been a few years. And I'm finally getting back to it to fill in the joints. It's an L-shaped building, which is not it's fairly typical. A lot of the logs in this came from up the road about 1.5 miles. The ranch took down some buildings that were associated with an 1860 stage station, the Hat Creek Stage Station. You can see here some completed walls where I've got the wire mesh in behind it, and then parged the high lime mix over the logs, or over the metal in the joints. You can see here the new logs that I put in. Some are hewn to match original pieces I took out that were rotted. So I've been working my way around the outside here. So while you're looking at this, I'm going to give you some thoughts on log cabins. I've been working with historic log cabins for over 35 years. And my opinion of the modern log home industry is fairly low. A piece of wood can get wet and dry literally thousands of times. If it's placed so that it can always dry out, it will just last and last. There's logs in this from 1860 that are still good, and the trick is they stayed dry, and no surface treatment was ever put on these logs. In the countless buildings I've worked on, I have found this to be the case, that logs, when they can dry out, will essentially last 3 or 4 lifetimes. The modern industry has people convinced, I don't know where this came from, that the logs in their log home have to be yellow. They've got to be kept yellow. I do not understand this. What's wrong with letting a modern log home turn gray? If it's well built, the logs will last indefinitely. Once you start to put treatments on them, most of them expensive, a lot of them have paraffin wax in them that cracks, traps moisture, and then the owner's convinced about every 3 years that they have to media blast or pressure wash the building to take off the old finish and put on a new finish. It's obvious why I don't wander around log home shows. I'm sure I'd be removed for heresy. Anyway, my findings I stand by with 35 years of experience. Also in modern log home buildings, the snake oil is sold that log buildings are going to crush the windows. They're going to make the doorways crush. So they put bolts from the foundation clear up through, drill every log, put all this stuff around the window openings, all this engineering. It's simple. If you don't want a window to crush, just put in heavy bucks around it. You can't crush them. You can't crush a window. When logs shrink, they shrink in diameter. They actually get smaller in cross section when they shrink. And another thing about cracks. You'll see a crack in a log. You see these cracks in here? Here's a good one. See that? That's not hurting anything. It's not diminishing the strength of the log. Water could get in there. It could rain against the side of that. That crack is open so that when it get a warm day, that moisture will evaporate and escape out of that crack. And what causes a crack in a log to begin with is you take a green log, which most historical cabins were made with green logs, and you'll see this crack running the length of this log. What causes that to crack is the moisture coming out of the wood very quickly, too fast. If you were to take this same piece of hewn timber and grease it with, say, Crisco or an animal-based oil or something like that, this log would dry out and finally reach its full dryness and never crack, because the moisture would come out of it at a very slow rate of drying. In the West here, wood will dry down in some areas to a natural 7%. So if you bring a cabin kit from back east out to the west and you put the thing together, you're going to get all kinds of cracking. Because even as dry as they can get it back there, you bring it to the west, it's going to dry out some more. And this is the same with furniture. Would come off the seacoast to be brought to the Rocky Mountains, and this old piece of furniture, it's going to start cracking probably. You know, just some things to know about wood that I've learned in my years of messing with it. Log cabins aren't rocket science, and I think a lot of people get sold on having to have the products, and you know, log homes are really expensive, but they don't have to be. With just general care and some thought about when they're constructed, they don't need that. In the next installment that'll follow right behind this, I'm going to show you actually how I do this. How I put in the wire and how I parge the mix over the wire to form a completed joint. So, I'll see you then. Thanks for coming by. This is William Bailey with Bill's Historical West. Please subscribe. Thank you.